Hello, my name's Sarah. I'm an A&E doctor and I learned how to do TM 5 days ago. I've been meaning to do TM for quite a while. Actually, I've sort of heard about it through various things. Just hadn't really got round to it. So, as I said, I'm an A&E doctor. Over the last few months, things have obviously been quite difficult, what with the pandemic and everything that's going on in the world at the moment. And I have noticed that someone who's always really loved my job and felt that I'm really good at my job, that there have been some changes. And even though I feel very grateful that, especially now that I have such a rewarding job and a job at all at the moment, but, you know, I have noticed my compassion perhaps not as it once was. And even if I have a really good day at work or actually I feel like I'm on top form, I've noticed that actually when I'm outside work that the stresses come out in other ways, and maybe I'm a little bit, how can I put it, obsessed about or frustrated or irritable about things that really, frankly, don't actually matter that much. Just generally not quite the person I was a few months ago, much more stressed, perhaps a bit more anxious. And so I've tried various other types of meditations in the past and haven't really, on a personal level, really got on with them. Sometimes often feel a bit frustrated or guilty or trying so hard to get it right that it has the opposite effect. Now, TM, I was very lucky that it just quite last minute I managed to get onto a course and you know, it was a bit of a rash decision, and actually I didn't do much research into it before in the end, and just sort of did it. And I've been asked to sort of keep a bit of a diary. We're obviously a few days in, and I've done a few meditations since I've learned, and they've been very variable, particularly with the shifts that I do. So I must admit, there was after one night shift I did just fall asleep, and there's been some where my mind has been quite busy and lots of thoughts have come, and I have felt maybe, you know, I've used the mantra and it's helped. I've not had the same frustrations that I've had with other meditations, and I have actually had some really amazing experiences that I just didn't know was possible. Profound and calming, but one of the things that I've been kind of most amazed by even now is just the effect it's having on my daily life. You know, the meditations in themselves are amazing, and it's amazing to see them change and grow, but actually already I feel calmer, I feel less irritable, I feel much like the little things just don't seem to matter anymore. I feel like more grounded and I feel good, and I'm really excited to see how the next few days and weeks unfold, and I'm really excited to keep a diary and sort of show and explore how it's going. And yeah, and that's me. So thank you so much. Hello, so my name's Sarah. I'm keeping a TM diary. I learned TM 6 days ago, so this is day 6. This morning I did my meditation and it went well and I felt good. And then I went to work. This was a kind of normal A&E day in the NHS these days. Infuriatingly slow computers, getting hot in PPE, lots of COVID around, quite a few sad cases. But I had a really good day. I felt resilient. I felt like I had energy. I think I was doing things with joy. Particularly noticed it when I had a very difficult conversation with a certain patient, and I had real energy and I had real compassion, and I was able to give him my all. But most importantly, when I got home, I still had energy and I still had compassion, and there's a time when even if I'd been on top form at work, then I would come home and the stress would come out. But it's been a really cool day, and I really have been quite amazed at how things are already starting to change just after 6 days. I still notice all the frustrations that go on, but they just seem to fade away. I suppose they don't shake me up, they don't shift me. So roll on day 7. This morning I did my meditation and then I went to work. This was a kind of normal A&E day in the NHS these days. Infuriatingly slow computers, getting hot in PPE, lots of COVID around, quite a few sad cases. But I had a really good day. I felt resilient, I felt like I had energy, I think I was doing things with joy. Particularly noticed it when I had a very difficult conversation with a certain patient, and I had real energy and I had real compassion, and I was able to give him my all. But most importantly, when I got home, I still had energy and I still had compassion. And there's a time when even if I'd been on top form at work, then I would come home and the stress would come out. But it's been a really cool day. I really have been quite amazed at how things are already starting to change just after 6 days. I still notice all the frustrations that go on. They just seem to fade away. I suppose they don't shake me up, they don't shift me. Roll on day 7. I'm day 7 of my TM diary. I had a day off today. I had 2 good meditations and it felt good, actually, felt really good. However, the day, I think I've been, especially by not going to work, I feel a little bit of the lockdown blues, you know how it is at the moment. Read a bit of news, weather's a little bit grey, you go out in nature, but everything's a bit, you know, not a huge amount to look forward to that you might normally have at this time of year. A little bit of sadness today, but there's still a peacefulness that I didn't have in the past. I did go down a bit of an internet rabbit hole. So I was reading about TM, and then I ended up reading about the Beatles, and then I ended up reading a quote from John Lennon. And he basically said, "The worst days of meditation I have are better than the worst days I had before." And for me, that just sums up today. This is day 8 of my TM diary. So I did 1 meditation so far today. Mine was a little bit busy, but once again, just sort of followed our general instructions, and I felt very good and calm and peaceful afterwards. One noticeable thing that's changed today is my creativity seems to have shot up. So I've done a bit of writing, I've worked on my masters, I've done a little bit of photography and come out in nature, and just feeling kind of a little bit alive. Definitely more alive than yesterday, and just feeling good. That's it. Roll on day 9. I am day 9 of my TM diary. There's 2 things I've really noticed today. Is that one, I'm much more aware of how I'm feeling. I notice things a bit more in touch, like feel energy or a bit of sadness, I feel a bit creative. I'm really starting to notice that. The second thing I suppose I've noticed is how TM can change the energy. So when I woke up, I just felt like I had all this fiery potential energy, almost like the way to compare it is that if a firework almost going off in a room, and it's energetic and a little bit like but when the firework explodes and just space for it to expand, it's kind of beautiful and in much more controlled way. I've just been a little bit more open. It's not perfect, but it's good. I feel progress. Day 10 of my TM diary. It's felt good, it's felt natural, and it's actually got easier as I've gone along to make the time, and that in itself is fabulous. I actually do quite a few of my meditations with my husband, who's been practicing TM much longer than me. Today's meditation, the second one, we just couldn't focus. We were laughing an awful lot, and we eventually had to abandon it, actually, and we've had to do it later on. You know, the sort of overarching instruction to just take things as it comes and just go for it, that, you know, it was really healing and good for the soul, and to just laugh our hearts out during this time with lockdown, pandemic and greyness and everything that's going on, and I felt good. I feel good now. Looking forward to the next meditation, and just the world seems a bright place at the moment, and I think that's a nice place to be. This is day 11 of my TM course. I'm currently at work at the moment in A&E. I have had a really good meditation this morning. It's been a busy day, but I felt good. One of the real things I've been noticing is my resilience. That's something I notice particularly at work, and it's a bit of a tough time for everyone at the moment, whether at work or at home or whatever. And I noticed that this has improved. It's improved from 1 week ago definitely improved from 3 weeks ago, and just feeling a bit calmer and a bit more relaxed, but just feeling a little bit more strong and having inner strength. And yeah, it's a nice feeling to have, and it's making me do my job better, and it's making me, you know, be a bit better at home as well. So this is the last diary for a little while, so I'll check in again in a few days. Thank you.